has been sober for 30 years.
Bro, can this be any louder?
He wanted me to get clean, sober.
I appreciate that. My only question was just to confirm that you had sent that message to Elton John, nothing else. I want to be respectful of the court's time and the jury's time, and I trust that you do too. So could you pull up Exhibit 408, please?
Where's he going?
I can't remember that.
Depp, can you please explain to the jury who Sean Bailey?
I ever screamed there. Shut up! I'm like the guy shivered a bit.
Depp, could you please explain to the jury who Sean Bailey is? I think we're starting to.
Yes, I'll try again. Sean Bailey was quoted as saying,
Objection, hearsay.
Mr. Depp, where was Sean Bailey quoted?
Mr. Depp,
My God, the laugh.
Trying to respect the court's time and the jury's time, that was not my question. My question was
I
simply,
understand when you
you would
take 5
agree,
minutes to look for a
you would agree,
document.
you would agree that on.
Yeah, this part, bro. We saw this part earlier. Like, that's crazy.
Let's pull up Exhibit 500, please. 500? 500. Defense Exhibit 500.
I'd like to see who I lied to.
Sometimes drink whiskey in the mornings too, right?
Isn't happy hour anytime?
Eh.
You can't say that you carried cocaine in that box?
No, but it looks like it would fit some cocaine. I once gave Marilyn Manson a pill so that he would stop talking so much.
Did I read that right?
You did.
Did I read that correctly?
You did.
Okay.
For
Did
the
I read
third
that
time.
right?
You
Yes,
did.
you did.
Did I read that right?
You continue to read them right, yes.
And right after you cut your finger off, that you, or right after, I won't give you anything to argue with me yet. Right after you sustained an injury to your finger, sorry, that you.
Yeah, we saw
right
this.
after
We
you
saw
sustained
this.
an injury to your finger,
Probably by the end there will be newer footages as well.
Bless you.
you poured yourself a mega pint of red wine.
Oh my God, the mega pint will. It's legendary.
A mega pint.
Mega pint.
Yeah.
We will never forget the
We're
mega
gonna fast
pint.
forward in time a little bit, Mr. Depp.
Yes, I can feel it.
I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury. I have other uses.
He's looking at
She
the
and her witnesses will put on even more evidence of the physical abuse she suffered at the hands of Mr. Depp. But that's not the basis for our motion right now, Your Honor.
That's how he
He
sounds like
talks
to
about
me.
how Mr. Depp had a sworn denial, and that should count. We read his testimony. He claims he didn't strike her. But again, that's not the basis for our motion. The basis for our motion is the clear and undisputed evidence of non-physical abuse. By his definitions, by his standards, by the standards of his expert, there is no dispute that Mr. Depp abused Amber. And therefore, if he did it even one time, there's no dispute that even under their theory of the case, the implication that they want the jury to draw from the article, which again, I'm not arguing for the purposes of today, because under the legal standard, I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to waste the court's time with that. But even under their standard, the undisputed evidence is that Mr. Depp did commit abuse against Ms. Heard, and therefore that those first two statements were false.
Tory statements. At the motion to strike at this juncture, I view the evidence in the light most favorable to the plaintiff and reasonable inferences from the evidence to the plaintiff. And if there is a scintilla of evidence that a reasonable juror could weigh, then the matter survives a motion to strike. In this matter, there is evidence in the case that a jury could weigh that the statements were made by the defendant, that the statements were about the plaintiff, that the statement was published, that the statement is false.
Imagine they were
and the
talking
defendant
like
made
this.
the statement knowing it to be false, or the defendant made it so recklessly as to amount to a willful disregard for the truth. The weight of that evidence is up to the fact finder, so the motion to strike is denied as to statement 2 and 3. The motion to strike as to statement 1, I'm going to take under advisement because if it's not a stipulation, I'm not sure what it is, but there seems to be an agreement that the tweet of Ms. Heard is part of the plaintiff's evidence, which is
Well,
not evidence
basically
at
what
this
they're
point.
trying to
So I
say
can't
that,
rule on that statement, whether
by now, like until that moment in time, they were siding more with Johnny Depp, and they were negating some of the statements about the abuse and what's not. Because at the end of the day, you know that this whole trial is about defamation, not only abuse, but they have to somehow show that she was abused by Johnny Depp, hence everything that she stated in whatever journals or articles were true. So it was not defamation. It was the truth. It was factual. You know, so that is the whole thing. And now they're arguing about it. That's what she's saying.
If it's just a tweet or if it's some sort of republication or something, I don't know because I haven't seen it yet. So as to the motion to strike on statement 1, I'm going to take an advisement because
she doesn't speak as fast as me.
Premature.
I don't speak like this.
That evidence in the case, okay?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right. Since it's 12:30, we want just.
And went in, was it just Mr. Depp?
I need to find something new fast. I should pretend to take notes.
Just Mr. Depp, number
Nope, just pretend to be talking.
But I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you.
I'ma deck you in the schnoz.
I fucking was hitting you.
Help me! Oh my back!
I didn't punch you, I hit you. I mean, hitting can be punching, can be slapping, can be using a weapon. It still counts as hitting someone.
Oh, my back!
Next question.
And you were trying to get Mr. Depp out of the house, correct?
Edit.
What role did you play with respect to the payments ultimately made to me?
And in fact, you're being paid for the time that you're sitting on that witness stand today, aren't you?
No.
You said the door was so thick you couldn't hear the actual words that were being said, is that right?
No, just a shouting.
And then you went in the house and saw Mr. Depp in the foyer, correct?
Yes, correct.
And Mr. Depp was trying to urinate in the foyer, wasn't he?
This is the worst thing ever.
No.
Mr. Depp had his penis out of his pants, didn't he?
I think I would remember.
Relevance.
Mr. Depp.
I think I would remember if I saw his penis. Like, what the hell?
Mr. Depp's
penis.
Correct, I was trying to get Mr. Depp out of the house, yes.
And Mr. Depp... Objection calls for hearsay.
Let me ask you a different question, Mr. Depp.
Yes. Let's let him object to another one. He'd had a conversation with Ms. Heard.
Let's move beyond the conversation that Kevin Murphy had with Miss Heard.
He said yes, they had.
You can see how genuine he is. It's like waiting for the hearsay. Or should he continue?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It appears that Ms. Heard had told
Hearsay, Your
Apparently a statement by Miss Heard.
not to fight.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
What she would like for him to cook. That's hearsay, I guess.
You couldn't say anything.
I'm learning.
I think, to be honest with you, I think Johnny Depp's lawyers need to not Johnny Depp's Amber Heard's lawyers. Johnny Depp's lawyers need oh my god, English. Johnny Depp's lawyers need to learn from Amber Heard's lawyers and use that tactic on Amber Heard every time she tried to say something. Because I feel like she's gonna be rehearsing so many sentences and so many stuff that once they start bugging her like this, she's gonna ruin it all. They really need to use the same tactic. Really need to use it.
I'll move to strike this as hearsay, Your Honor.
Well, maybe they will not even need
Disturbing.
to. Maybe they will not need to use
Yes, I
it.
looked at papers. Maybe they're hearsay papers. So I can read it out of someone's article.
Yeah, she was on the stand. I know. I'm waiting for that. I think it's not here.
It's a pretty simple
I think it's
yes
the
or
next
no question,
video.
which is
You'd like
other
it to be, sir. Nothing simple in this case.
other
Yeah.
than
October is 2 months before December. That's correct.
That's correct.
this was a
Stating
document
the
that you
obvious.
signed as part of your divorce proceedings, correct?
That's my signature indeed, yes.
Mr. Depp, that is your signature on the right, correct?
Yes, it is.
This is a document you signed.
Bro, it's so funny. I wish Johnny Depp was talking more about Amber's poop, and then the guy would object and say hearsay, and then he would say, well, yeah, that was her shit. I mean, I'd never heard that shit speak, so I probably should speak in its name, but it smelled and it was on my side of bed. Objection, compound. Well, that was a compound poop indeed.